This is a video tutorial on how to customize the Chibi Base Pattern to make Aang from Avatar the Last Airbender. You can find the Chibi Base Pattern listed in my Etsy shop, which I'll provide a link to in the description. To make Aang, you're going to need a skin tone color, yellow, a dark red, and some orange. You're also going to need some blue felt to make the little arrow that goes on his head. And with that, let's just jump right into it. To customize Aang, I'm going to start with the head. To make his little blushies, I use Pentel oil pastels. You can use anything you want. Some people use felt or actual makeup blush. These are just what I have on hand and they tend to work really well. So I just take this little guy and draw a little bit on his cheeks, like so. He doesn't need too much, just enough that you can see the color on it. I really like how cute they look with blush. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to though. So now he's got some blush. If it's too much, you can just rub it out, and as you can see, it kind of does fade out a little bit, but that's all right. And he doesn't want to stay up. Okay, now moving on to his little arms. You're going to crochet rounds 1 to 2 in skin tone and rounds 3 to 4 in yellow. I'm not going to cover color changing in this video, but I will be planning to make a video on how I do color changes in the future. But of course, you can use whatever method you want to use for it. For his little body, you're going to do rounds 1 to 2 in dark red, and then rounds 3 through 10 in yellow, round 11 in orange, and then rounds 12 to 15 in yellow, and then finish off. And that's his little torso. So after you have all of that done, you can go ahead and sew the pieces together, which I'm going to do off screen real quick. Okay, and now he's got all his pieces sewn on together. So now that that's done, just going to check if my hot glue gun is heated up, and yes it is. So the next step is to attach the arrow like so. I like to just use hot glue. You don't have to use hot glue if you don't want to. There are plenty of other alternatives. You can use some kind of fabric glue, you can sew it on, no problem. The hot glue is just a lot easier and faster for me. If you do use hot glue, just be careful not to add too much, because then you'll end up getting some hot glue showing on your work, and it's not really a nice look when you have these hardened bits of hot glue peeking out on your work. So I'm just going to continue attaching the arrow. As you're attaching it, just try to make it as straight as possible, and it should go all the way to the back of his neck. Okay, now he's got his little trademark arrow on his head. So now that that's done with, he's nearly all finished. All he needs is his little shawl or cape in orange. I'm just gonna call it a shawl from here on out. So to make his little shawl, what you're gonna do is take some of this orange yarn. You don't need too much, you only need a little bit. So what you're going to do is chain 19. After you've chained 19, you're going to, in the second stitch from the hook, do 1 increase. So that is 2 single crochet in the same stitch. After doing that, you're going to single crochet 16, then increase 1 in the last stitch. After that, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. You're going to increase 1 in the first stitch, single crochet 18, and then increase 1 in the last stitch. And I apologize that my hands are kind of veering off screen for this one. I didn't really realize the placement of my hands until after I had finished this video. And that's it for his shawl. So what you're gonna do now is finish off and leave a pretty long tail for sewing. I like to leave probably a lot more than I actually need, but it's always better to have too much than too little. Okay, so then you're just going to wrap this little shawl around his cute little arms. And oops, I had it the wrong way. So first you're gonna turn it upside down and then wrap it around his little arms. And this is just so it creates that upside down V kind of look in the front. And that's why I turn it upside down. So you're just going to put it on like so. So after you have this done, you're just going to sew it onto his body using the yarn tail. And with that, your little Aang is all done, master of all 4 elements. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye!